So look, initially I didn't plan on us having a prediction video coming out for week 1, but this morning I see the off-brand Kmart version came out, so I guess I'm gonna bring y'all the real deal here. Go ahead and jump in. This is going to be a quick video. There's virtually no chance y'all are going to be seeing this before the noon kickoff, but that's what I'm shooting for. The first matchup we're going to look at is Brian and Blake. First thing to point out here is Triple Crown. Blake still does not understand a lot of these sports terminologies, but this is one of those games you really kind of wish both of them could lose, I think. I mean, Brian kind of shot himself in the foot with starting Jahmyr Gibbs. I think maybe should have moved Stevenson from the flex to the RB2 and thrown a Scary Terry or somebody in his flex. But he benefits from the fact that Blake is starting Najee Harris, Darren Waller, Alexander Madison. I mean, they have Blake going 10 points ahead here, but I think this could potentially be closer. But yeah, this one I think Blake is probably going to end up coming away with. I do want to point out though, Blake, a lot of y'all might think he's played coy with the sports things, but I also found this in the group chat that kind of underlines the fact that he's got a tenuous grasp on these things at best. Alright, next we'll move on to Jordan versus Mitchell. The first thing of note here to me was the fact that Jordan chose to name his team after arguably his worst draft pick. And I guess I say worst draft pick, that depends somewhat on how you feel about sexual assaulters, I guess, as his quarterback is. Mitchell's team, the strength is literally all in the starting wide receivers. I think every other position, at least in this matchup, it's either a wash or anywhere from slight advantage to big advantage Jordan. This one I think Jordan's going to end up pulling out, actually, despite the fact he has Joe Mixon, DK Metcalf, Aaron Jones. I think he's going to pull this one out. All right, now to Lil Stank and Dusty. All right, now looking at this one, Dusty has a solid team, really depending on Kenneth Walker's health, Bijan's rookie performance, Pitts taking that long-awaited step forward, getting his wide receiver 2 spot right between the streaky Devonta Smith, Mike Evans, and Amari Cooper. And he's starting with the soon-to-be injured Dameon Pierce in his flex. If everything rolls right, he could have a really good team, but there is a lot of question marks there. Now, fortunately for him, week 1, Kelsey's out, obviously. So, I mean, my team is really centered around having the advantage at tight end, but I was able to pick a good enough one up off of waivers. Despite the 13-point projection, I'm going to end up clawing this victory out. It's going to be a nice, hard-fought win with the fact that, Kelsey isn't here. Now we're going to go to our game of the week. This is going to be part of our next segment, but our proprietary algorithm here determined Morgan has the highest chance of getting a belly piercing at the end of the season, although Justin's chances of the piercing have seemed to have gone up with the fact that Kupp got put on the IR, so he's gone for at least 4 weeks. Breece Hall is expected to start off slow in his return from injury. So neither one of those are in his starting lineup. So that's 2 of his first 4 picks. That could be tough to overcome. On this one, this is really... You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say this one's going to be Morgan. I think he's going to, against all odds, start out the year with a victory, shocking the world. Gonna start a new segment here today called Shit Pie. And this is not the standings, but what our aforementioned proprietary algorithm believes to be the divvy of the teams with the highest chances to lose it all and end up with the belly piercing. Let's see, perhaps it's a shock to no one, this large piece here representing 38% of the pie that belongs to Morgan. Now, a quick word, these are based almost strictly off of draft results, value taken in draft, and then news we've had since then. So Morgan is at a 38% chance. Justin is this next piece here. He's shot up recently all the way to a 19% chance to get an extra hole in his stomach. That's obviously mostly due to the injuries he's had and mediocre draft. Next up we have three, well really four, but three relatively similar sizes of pie. This slightly larger one here is Mitchell, and no, that's not because of his appetite, that's just because of his poor drafting. We have Jordan and Blake both around a 10% chance. And then these three small pieces here. We have Dusty with a 7% chance because his draft was better than most of you's draft, but it left something to be desired after the first couple of rounds. Brian with a solid 4.5% piece. And then right here in this little sliver, that's a little stank with a 0.5% chance, which, look, so as I said, this is all voted on by the board. I actually suggested that I not have the smallest piece or such a ridiculously small piece because I didn't want the look of not being unbiased, fair, or balanced. But due to the overwhelming votes against me by the board, it did end up with this 0.5% chance, which is basically because there is that chance and because Kelsey did miss the first week. But, this is going to change from week to week. I'm sure next week the slices will be a little bit different sizes. But thanks for putting out those bullshit predictions this morning, giving me the inspiration to do this and give this to y'all. Hey, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Suck my dick.